Expert in fucking, I don't know.
Great power.
For the fifth time, it's your boy Sean.
Greetings and salutations, Wikimaniacs, and welcome back to Reddit on Wiki. We are recording for the first time since our live stream. It is I, your Pookie Bear, John, joined by my co-host. We have the sweet prince himself, Josh Shell. What's up, bro?
Hi, how's it going? I missed last Monday and I don't regret it.
And you shouldn't. And to round up the crew, the man who will basically do anything for $25, it's your boy, Sean.
Hi, guys. My Venmo is at SEANSNTPOD. Getting it in early. We have an editor. Hi, Carson. He's not going to take that out.
We're going to tell him in the Slack channel to take it out.
Yeah, we'll be like, oh, any mention of Sean's Venmo, just edit that out.
Hey, Carson, you want to make 10% on the low?
Yeah, I didn't even get that offer. What the fuck?
No,
Because you keep editing it out.
I know. I might have kept it in if I was getting 10%.
I'll think about it.
Speaking of the live stream, I know, like I mentioned on top of the episode, this is our first time recording since that. Boys, how did you feel how it went?
It was longer than I thought it was going to go.
I knew it was going to go long.
Yeah, well, we always go long. But it was good. Like we had tons of people come in. I forget how many. I want to say 350 in total.
Sheesh.
Yeah, during the live, which is quite a bit. So it was crazy. Sean made a ton of money off his Venmo.
Mostly from one person. Shout out, Pow. You're the fucking best. You're the OG. Again, if you want to be like Pow and be my number one fan, my Venmo is at SEANSNTPOD.
Wow.
Thank you, Carson.
Yeah, it went. I think it went absolutely well. Like I was really thinking the main event is gonna be the Am I the Assholes, but it seemed like everyone was just interested in getting to know.
Which is super cool.
It was cool. Yeah, because we had planned out like 6 Am I the Assholes and then like two Reddit
Reddit
readings.
extra stories. Yeah.
And then John was like, well, I have Q&As to fill in wherever we want it. And then everyone was like, no, just keep going with those. And we're like, all right. So that's fine. I have a script basically that I could just reuse with those stories.
True that. Yeah, and it was crazy how active our partners, spouses, and girlfriends were.
Yeah.
Like they were the highlight of the show. Even our pets. I'm kind of sad Sean's cat didn't make an appearance because we had everybody.
Yeah, I think the Wikimaniacs decided that our partners have to do a partner episode where they all three of them get on and react to stories. So yeah, we'll have to do something like that. Maybe later on this year, maybe like a Christmas episode or something. We'll have like a family episode where we're all on.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool. I will say having my cat on the live stream will now be a Patreon stretch goal. It won't come free, guys.
Speaking of Patreon stretch goals.
Oh, yeah.
We hit 75, which is our next goal.
We did.
Which is...
I think it was today we hit it, which is crazy.
Shit.
So we're doing now 2 Am I the Asshole stories every Friday for the patrons only. So patron exclusive. If you want to sign up and get double the stories now every Friday, you can.
Sorry, I'm including something in the script real quick. 1 second.
Oh, leave this in, Carson. Leave this
in. I am totally unprepared. I feel like a Sean right now, which is
fuck you,
horrible.
man. I'm just over here catching strays. Hey, Carson, I've thanked you how many times already, and these guys have just done nothing but shit talk me. What a first impression, am I right?
It's great.
Well,
now you know what I endure, Carson. You know the secrets behind this podcast. I'm just a nice guy, and they just shit on me all day.
Oh, he said the magic words. He's just an r/nice guy.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. All right.
He's one of those. All right.
See again how my words get twisted.
So this week's menu, we start off with a feel-good story where we have stories sent by our patrons, Valentina and Lena, from r/True Off My Chest, with the title, I keep meeting my birth mom, but she doesn't know it's me.
Oh, that's supposed to be a feel-good story?
It is going to be a feel-good story.
Okay.
So we then have a couple of disaster day stories sent by some of our listeners via Instagram and email from our Wikimaniacs Alex, Lynn, Samara, and an anonymous listener. we do have quite a backlog of disaster dates, so I'm going to be reading multiple stories of those. They're all pretty short, so it shouldn't take that much time. And from there, we have another listener sent relationship advice written by one of our listeners, Polly, who is asking us for our take for something personal they are going through.
Oh, we're definitely qualified for that. So.
Yeah.
We got our,
Someone invited us to teach a course.
I was going to say, my new bit to Sienna is whenever we're in a disagreement, I'm like, I'm a professor now.
Yes.
I get final say.
We're published professors, I think, at this point.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah.
That's correct.
We got interviewed for a journal from Quebec. I don't know the name. I don't even know if I can pronounce
It
it.
is
It's
in
a French
French.
name.
It
And then
is.
we're doing like a guest spot at Penn State University for September. So that's kind of cool.
That is exciting. Speaking of that,
I've been asked to
journal-
not show up for obvious reasons, I guess.
I mean, I dropped out of university, so
Speaking of that journal interview, shout out to Leah Martin, who interviewed us. And I believe they're from, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, but from La Soleil in Quebec. So the article is in French, but you can just Google Translate. And we spoke, I'm just kidding. We didn't speak French in that episode, but or that interview. But if you want to read that, we can provide you with the link. That was an amazing time. And thank you, Leah, for even considering us being part of that interview. So I thought that was pretty cool. And we are going to end the episode on a high note because I want to see both of your reactions on this. It's pretty short, but we go to r/relationship advice again, where a Redditor posted, "My boyfriend thinks masturbating is cheating."
I mean, I've heard that take, so it's not a new take.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we head to a quick break. And as usual, we have something amazing to share with This Day in History, written by Cultivate's very own and last week's guest who did the smut chef's kiss. She was so into it and she was really in character. So shout out to Alex Underbaki, who is the host of the Amazing Weird Distractions podcast. And normally I'd actually read all the patrons on top of the episode, but I'll save it for the very end because like Josh said, we do have 75 people now and we have a lot of stories to get to today. So just stick around and we'll be able to say thank you to all our patrons who supported us. But Josh, before we get started, do you happen to have any reviews or comments that stuck out to you on YouTube?
I honestly forgot I had to do that.
That's fine. We can just edit this out.
My bad. This is my first time back on a Monday in 2 weeks, and I forgot.
I could do this. Some of our favorite posts from our own subreddit.
Oh my!
I already know which one he's going to say.
Oh yeah.
I'm just trying to plug our subreddit. Why are you so negative all the time?
Okay, go ahead, Sean. Go read some of your favorite posts.
We have a subreddit. It's the official Reddit on Wiki subreddit, r/Reddit on Wiki lounge. Or no, just r/Reddit on Wiki.
Yeah.
But there is a lounge where you could just talk and chat. You know, if you don't have Discord, if you don't like Discord, you can just do the chatting over on our official subreddit. There's some great stuff. People are submitting posts for petty revenge, disaster dates, and other funny posts on there. I won't even mention it because John's so negative. But yeah, there's some good stuff on there.
Hey, that's a good plug, Sean. Good
Thanks.
job on that.
Yeah, good job, Sean.
Really did a great job. All right.
to hear.
So we're going to our first story of the day. So this is from a True Off My Chest article. And again, shout out to the Wikimaniacs that sent this. And it's from user No Dinner Invite. And the title reads as this: "I keep meeting my birth mom, but she doesn't know it's me." So she had me when she was 14, and I, 24 male, was given up for adoption. My parents told me about her growing up. I still have the letter she wrote me and that she asked if they could give it to me if they wanted. It's crazy reading it sometimes and knowing it was a literal child who wrote it, saying she's sorry she couldn't be my mommy, but she hopes I'm happy. She was open to having a contact, but we moved for my dad's job when I was 11, and then it seemed impossible to find her. But luckily, I did. She's working at this small restaurant, and I keep going, but she doesn't know it's me. We talk sometimes, and she seems like a nice lady. Sometimes when she says something like, "Do you want a refill, honey?" or uses another term like that, I want to tell her. I don't know why it makes me nervous. We talk sometimes, and she seems really genuine. If it's not super busy, she's more open to talking about random stuff. I literally drive 2 hours to come eat at this place just to see her. And it's like she knows me already because I'm there once or 2 times a week for the past 3 months, so she always says hi with a big smile. But man, if only she knew.
Wait,
There's got
is
to
that
be an
it?
update. There's got to. You can't know. There's
What
gotta
initial
be an
thoughts? Because there is an update, but I want to hear your
Okay.
initial thoughts first.
Initial thoughts is like I understand because if I was in the same position, I would also be nervous to say that because like, what do you say? How do you open that line of dialogue? Right? It's a very unique conversation to have. Like that's not something you have all the time. And then I feel like for me, the longer I go and the more times like she sees me and gets to know me, I'm like, oh, now it's even weirder. And then I would just get in my head.
like, I can't tell her now. It's
Yeah.
been months.
Yeah, and so like the longer you wait, the more awkward it gets, and then after you've seen them like twice a week for the past 3 months, and then you're like, hey, also I'm your son or daughter or whatever. Like that's super awkward, and that gives me a lot of anxiety just thinking about trying to go through that. So I empathize with why they haven't told her yet.
Sean, any takes before I give the update?
No, I want to hear it.
Okay. All right. Now this
That's
is
not how the
update.
show works, Sean.
The update is a little longer though, so bear with me here. All right. Well, I did it. I told her. And yeah, it was pretty heavy. My heart was even beating fast. I kept trying to think how to tell her. Many of the comments on my last post here mentioned writing her a letter just how she wrote a letter for me. Originally, that was the plan, but for me, it felt like I needed to say it. Oh, really quick, I want to say thanks to everyone for their love and support, mostly to all the birth parents out there who shared their stories with me. That's what really helped me push to have the courage to confront her. It meant so much, so thanks. Everything happened day before yesterday, by the way. I did wait for her to be done with her shift, and that's when she told me they were closing the restaurant already, and waited in the parking lot. We said hi when she saw me first, but then I told her there was something serious that she needed to know. First told her sorry for keeping it from her this long. She didn't react until I actually pulled out her letter. And she started bawling from here, like screaming and crying at the same time, and didn't even have to finish the whole "I'm your son" speech. She just saw it and knew. It was crazy. Next thing I know, she's hugging me instantly, but then she pulled back and asked if it's okay to hug me. Of course it is. And we're just there hugging and crying in the parking lot. It hit her hard though. Her legs gave out for a second, so I had to actually hold her up while she's still hugging me for a minute. What really got me was her saying to me how big you got. Also, hearing her cry made me cry too. She went back to open the restaurant up. We had coffee, ate a slice of their pie inside, and talked. So many stuff we talked about. She told me the second time I came to the restaurant, she got a feeling, but for her, it was hard to believe it was me. So that feeling she had was pushed way down. Because she told me for years after I was adopted, she saw kids that would be my age and used to think they were me. Then she would be crying in public. It fucked with her mind a lot and made her depressed, so she didn't want to do the same when she saw me, getting her hopes up like that. She says I look so much like my biological dad when he was younger though. We talked about him too. They stayed in contact with each other in case I ever reached out to one of them so it would be easier to contact the other. I didn't have hope about finding my biological dad since he was never mentioned, so I'm glad they both planned for this future scenario. She told me about how they wanted to keep me, especially my biological dad. He didn't want me to be adopted, but he knew they had to because they were just kids. It took him a long time to get past it after I was born, she told me. That's why he didn't leave anything because he didn't want to believe he might not see me again. It's kind of long.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's cute, but it's also like sad at the same time that
it is.
they went their whole like his whole life without knowing him, and it sounds like they really did want him,
Just
but
the
they just
situation.
couldn't.
Right.
Yeah, which I mean is obviously that happens, and it's a very sad situation.
Yeah.
Hitting me in the feels right off the bat, John.
You'll get angry later, trust me. So
God, okay.
it's going to be a huge mix of emotions this episode. So we talked for hours till almost 2 a.m. She just wanted to know everything about me, but her main thing was, am I happy? Were my parents good to me? Did I have a happy childhood? And I did. I told her thank you for helping me to give me this life. We both cried again. She cried the most. Everything was very emotional for her, and sometimes she would look really happy, but then get sad again. After my 18th birthday, she was hoping I would find her, that's why she stayed in the same city. But since I didn't, she always thought maybe I resented her, wasn't told I'm adopted, or maybe had decided it was better not to have her around. It made me feel bad for not telling her sooner. She told me it's not my fault and I did right going at my own pace, and honestly, she's so sweet. The way she kept looking at me with the biggest smile, it made me emotional sometimes. Makes you think, how can someone who's been a total stranger your whole life look at you with so much love? It's wild. We learned so much about each other. She asked me if we could have dinner soon to keep talking, and if at some point in the future, if I'm interested coming over to her house so I can meet her husband. That all sounded really great. We exchanged numbers. After I left, she sent a text telling me thank you for giving her this gift that she didn't know it would ever come. My girlfriend came over and she hugged me while I cried. I wasn't sad, by the way. These were happy tears. Everything went better than I expected. There was still emotionally heavy stuff, but I'm still glad that we got to open up to each other.
That's awesome. And she's right. You have nothing to like feel bad about for going at your own pace. Like that is something that only you can know when you're ready to tell her. So yeah, that is best case scenario of finding your biological parents. So it sounds like she's open and willing to have like some sort of relationship, which might be weird at first, but it'll be nice to get to know her. And you know, just adding someone else to your family is always a good time.
Yeah.
Two people, if like she's got a husband. So yeah, getting to know them, that sounds amazing. That's
Sean, any takes?
Yeah, I mean, it's just super, like you said, heartwarming and, you know, like a happy story. You love a happy ending, especially when the circumstances at the beginning are sad, you know? Giving up a baby that you do truly want to raise, but you just know would have a better life elsewhere is, I can't imagine how tough that is. And for the adopted parents too, you know, I'm sure they were trying to have kids as well. And I know for some couples it's like extremely hard to do. So it's just the circumstances of all of it, you know, could have ended up really sad, but happy ending. Love to hear it.
Agreed. I think what made me happy with this is that, yes, the circumstance initially was very sad. And I think the mom made a really tough choice considering her age at the time as well. What the positive thing that I took from the story is how emotionally intelligent this dude is, this poster is. Because he could have been very resentful from the get-go. And he could have approached the situation where meeting his birth mom could be like, how could you do this to me? How could you have not loved me as a kid? But instead, like, he took his time. Even though he took his time, he did it so he can mentally and emotionally prepare himself. And when he did finally meet the mom, he had the heart to be like, hey, I understand why you did what you did, you know, and still having the mind and the heart to be like, I still want to get to know you. I was raised by amazing parents, but you can't take the whole you're my biological mother aspect of it. And I think it's beautiful how he was able to express his emotions and do it so in a positive way where it's like he can still have a relationship with the mom or the biological mom that like he never had growing up, you know?
So I think you nailed it there at one point. You said he had amazing parents that took care of him. And I think that's where a lot of this comes from. Like they were open with him about everything. And it sounds like they raised him to have like a great life. And so that's where he's like, I don't harbor resent towards you because you gave me the best life possible. Yep. And I think that's where he's coming at it from. So he doesn't he doesn't show that he feels resentment towards her because I think he understands. And like I said, his parents that took care of him instilled him these values and told him everything and, you know, prepared him for this meetup for I forget how old he is, but however many years he is. So, I mean, kudos to them for being that open and being great parents for him, for his life.
Yeah. So
kudos to the biological mom too. I mean, she did a ton of like sacrificing to stay in one town in the hopes of one day meeting your child is crazy. I mean, like somebody that didn't care for that kid, you know, could have easily moved away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They held on to hope that one day they would, and it paid off in the end, and you love to see that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I was low-key like tearing up reading it. Like not like sad, but like, man, this is feel
Happy
good.
tears.
We don't get so much of those. So it's like anytime reading that, it's like, it's heartwarming. So
Yeah, we got the opposite of those where we're crying out of anger.
Out of anger, mostly.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you again, Valentina and Lena, for recommending this story. It is really feel good. So we really appreciate you. And now we are going to a bunch of disaster dates. They're all pretty short, so these should be fun. And we can dunk on the guys now.
Time to get mad.
This one is from, they asked to be anonymous. Sorry, I'm reading from my phone, so excuse me for a minute. So this is an anonymous sender from Instagram where they wrote, here's my disaster date story for you guys. So a couple months ago, I invited this guy over to my place for a date. We'll call him Jim. We agreed to just watch some movies and stuff, you know, regular first date things. But for some reason, he literally would not stop trying to have a conversation with me throughout the entire movie.
Oh,
The worst.
I mean, I get it. Like first date, right? You said?
Yeah, it was first date, yeah.
So I get that you're trying to get to know the person.
Yeah.
But like, that's one of my pet peeves is people talking during a movie.
Movies. Agreed.
Who is this? Or like just like talking to you, but like also talking about the movie.
It's like, motherfucker, I don't know. I'm watching a movie with you.
Movies are just all around bad first date. Like if you don't know the person already, like you're just gonna sit there for 2 hours with a stranger.
Unless it's just like a hookup, I guess that's the middle
Netflix and chill.
ground.
Yeah,
The
it's
Tinder
just
king,
like-
dude.
Yeah. So I don't mind talking during movies, but only if it's actually about the movie or if the person has something of importance to say. This guy, without being prompted at all, just would randomly start talking about how mean his mom was and how much he loved his car.
Oh,
Why is it always car guys?
Does he have a Jaguar or something? Is it the same guy? Are you from Utah?
What color is your Bugatti?
Stop. He would not stop talking about these two things to the point where I just stopped the movie and listened to him. He went on and on until I finally changed the topic. We had a decent conversation about our mutual friends, and somehow it turned into talking about the LGBTQ community.
I can only imagine his takes.
Yep. He knew I was bisexual, and I could see immediately from the way he was speaking that he had some homophobia in him.
oh no.
What I mean by that is that he kept using air quotes when saying the word gay and said, I don't mind gay people. I don't want them shoved in my face, but I don't mind it.
Buddy, I think you're
Sounds
going
like
to
you
the-
mind it. It sounds like you mind it, bud.
Yeah, I think you're going to the wrong places if you're getting it shoved in your face. And I think at that point, yeah, dude, what the fuck?
Needless to say, that was a very awkward day, and I never contacted him again. Oh, and please keep me anonymous if you use my story, in which we did.
Yeah, we did, yeah. Oh man, like Jesus, I would have ended the movie and said, "All right, get out." Like this is we have nothing else to talk about.
What's up with cars? You're right. What is with cars?
I don't know. Like I think it's like some men see it as like a status if you have a nice car.
guess.
And so like those are usually the type of men.
I have some friends that are into cars, but they're not anti-LG, LGBTQIA plus.
Yeah, it was a joke, Sean. Okay, it was like your Utah joke.
yeah.
It was a wide sweeping.
Yeah.
I didn't mean it about
if you guys had personal Utah friends, I would hope that you stood up for your personal Utah friends. I'm just doing
Fair.
the same for mine.
Yeah,
Why is everything a fight today, guys? I can't say anything over here.
we're on edge. We're on edge. It's a Monday.
what?
We don't usually
It's a
record on
Monday,
Mondays,
man. We don't record
I know.
Mondays.
but yeah,
No, yeah, you made the right choice in never contacting them again. Hint, Wikimaniacs, if they put gay in air quotes, move on.
Move on.
They're probably not going to be a good friend or spouse or just energy to have around because I don't know how you could air quote gay and be serious.
yeah. What does that mean? Is he like, oh, they're not real, or is like is that what
Or
that
does
means?
he think gay people aren't gay? I'm
Yeah.
confused. I don't know what the air quotes means, but there's no positive
No.
meaning behind an air quote.
Yeah. Should have done straight quotes back at him. You're like, oh, straight
Straight?
people. I don't like straight people.
If
shoved in my
anything, that's
face.
probably more true.
It is, honestly. Like it is the culture of society, and like there is way more straight media than there is gay media. And
I'm
like
just saying, like the if you want to get philosophical behind it, and like scientific, being straight is probably more of a social construct than, and is more fake than being gay or
yeah,
fluid.
it is,
To be honest,
honestly.
Animals be fucking anything, bro.
True
They
that.
they
They
don't
do.
care.
You ever had a male dog?
Oh
They
yeah,
don't give
Obi
a
humps
shit,
me all
bro.
the time. I have a TikTok of Obi humping the shit out of me. A lot of them.
Yeah, they don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if we're doing sexuality in air quotes, it can only be straight in air quotes.
Exactly. Yeah, I think you're right.
That's my verdict.
That's the best take you've ever had, Sean.
Dropping.
And you guys
knowledge
have a
today,
lot of good ones, to be honest. So I'm not taking that as a.
You drop it. You drop the gem there, my guy. So
Yeah.
it's good. All right. So moving on to the next disaster date. This one comes from Instagram as well, and from our listener Alex. Not our Alex from last week, but another Wikimaniac, Alex.
There's more than one.
Well, I mean, it's just, like recency bias, Josh. All right.
know.
Mondays are
I'm just
not a good
bugging
day
you.
to record, guys.
I've been mean to Sean. I felt I had to turn it on to you, John.
All right. So,
Just be nice, Josh.
No.
We're mean to the Wikimaniacs, not each other. Don't let them tear us apart.
So Alex wrote, "Hi, I've been listening to you guys for a few months now. Found y'all on TikTok and I have a disaster date story. First off, thank you. So a little over a year ago, I had met this guy on Bumble and things were going great at first and was super stoked to meet him. Or so I thought. Just like your last disaster date story, his pics were from years ago, and since it was the first date, I limit touching to waves and a side hug if I'm into you."
Good call.
Fair.
Call out to the Utah episode again. I think that's what they were referring to.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
So this man pulls me into a bear hug and kisses my cheek, trying to kiss my lips.
A little intense right off the bat.
Very intense. They don't have any boundaries. Like they're just going in for, oh my God, no sense
that's
of
too
space
much.
whatsoever. It is.
Like start with a handshake. Go from there.
Yeah. A hug
You
is
know what I
like
mean?
probably the most that you should do for like first date, you know?
Even then, like I've
With consent, of course. Like, is it okay to hug you? Like type of stuff. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
and-
go on dates, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah,
I was gonna say it probably depends on how long you've been talking before this. Like it's a first date, and then like how comfortable you both feel. But even then, I'd probably avoid it just off the bat.
Makes sense. All right. So I didn't think that he was trying to kiss me, but the kiss on the cheek was a bit much for me. So luckily, we went to an outdoor mall in my neighborhood and we were walking around. This man wanted to hold my hands and walk together arm in arm. Not my thing to do on a first date. This guy was very touchy-feely and I was getting uncomfortable. I understand maybe in his culture, the kiss on the cheek could be a thing, but didn't put much thought in it. Wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. I was wrong to do so. Not even 10 minutes in, this man was all over me and ignoring my boundaries. Ugh.
That's gross.
It is. I told him that I would prefer him not to touch me like that and to respect my space. Not even 10 minutes after telling him, he was snuggling up on me, trying to kiss me.
Jesus.
So
Yeah, that's assault at that point.
It is.
Like
Yeah.
you clearly you were generous enough to give him like
The courtesy and the benefit of the doubt, you know?
the benefit of the doubt. But as soon as you said it, you laid out the boundaries and said, "Hey, no, I'm not comfortable with that," and then he continued to do so. Like that's fucked up. Like that's instantly not okay.
Yep. So I immediately text my girlfriend, 911, get me out of here. She calls within 5 minutes, pleading for me to pick her up from whatever the emergency was. He had overheard and was very adamant about me staying, and I told him what she said, so he pulls me into a bear hug and kisses me.
Oh,
I'm already trying to turn my face, but catches it anyways. I told him no, and I left. I took a complicated but safe route back to my car. They put in parentheses, mind you, I had mace and my keys in my hand in my pocket the whole time. If we weren't in a public space, I feel this situation would be very different. Thankfully, I've been with my boyfriend for a few months now and is my biggest protector. I love him for that because the creeps are real over here. Lesson of the story, meet in public spaces, be prepared with an exit strategy, be prepared in general, and very much aware of your surroundings. From Alex.
yeah. I mean, like this is something we hit on a lot. It's sad that you have to have all those things prepared for going on a date.
I was thinking that exact shit. Like all those
Yeah.
tools, exit plan.
Because I've been on like quite a few first dates, and like I've had exit strategies for if it's awkward, not if it's uncomfortable like that way. Like completely different scenarios. Like I'm never in danger. I'm just in danger of a awkward social situation where you're like women are in danger of. Well, that was basically sexual assault, and we'll call it what it is. And so that's scary. That's scary that they have to deal with that.
And the sad part is, not the sad part. Actually, the scary part for me is if this guy is so willingly wanting to like bend the rules and like take advantage of the situation in public, how like I don't know what else this dude can do like in a private setting, or if you guys were like isolated somewhere. That's scary to think about.
It's a good idea. Like I always say, like I'm a big proponent of coffee dates, first date, because like, you know, it can be quick, it can be long, depending on how long it's in a public spot, and then you get coffee. It's a win-win-win. Like there are obviously other, like it's just an example. You could do like a park or something similar, but I'm always an advocate for that because that's at least somewhere where there's a lot of people around. It's usually a centralized location where if you need your friends to come pick you up or be there for you, it's a spot where you can just say, I'm here, and they'll immediately know. So that's one of my biggest recommendations for a first date.
Sean, question. I know both of us, I think we both mentioned that like we didn't go on much dates. So like, have you ever been in a situation where like
Damn,
one of
fucking
your...
out me like that.
No, I mean, like,
I think you did that to yourself, Sean.
you did that too. But I mean, that's good.
Yeah.
We found the one like right away. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a compliment for us, to be honest. Have you ever been in a situation where like one of your like girlfriends like was like, hey, I have like a creepy guy. Like, can you help me out? Type of shit. Like, have you heard from that from like your circle of friends?
Not like to a crazy extent or anything. Like, well, there will be times where we're at like the club or the bar or whatever, and like one of my wife's girlfriends who, after 10 years, they're pretty much your friends too. You know, it's like kind of giving the eye signal, like this dude is not it. We got to get out of there. And then we'll do the, you know, one of me or the other boyfriends or husbands will do the fake boyfriend thing. Like, oh, hey, or just like kind of get them out of that situation. But like nothing where I've had to like drive somewhere to like pick them up from like a bad date, thankfully.
Again, these bad dates. I'm glad I never had to go through them. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, me and John skipped the whole internet dating phase of the internet.
Yes.
Yeah, you lucked out. It's
I was just by like a year, and then that would have been like the thing.
Yeah. Well, I'm only like 2 years younger than you guys, so it's not far. But
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
what
you guys
I'm
found
saying.
your significant others early, so
Yeah. So that's whew. All right. Moving on to another disaster date. This one is from Lynn, sent to us on our email. And this time it's a creepy disaster date that she went through once several years ago. So now this is another dating app. So we had Bumble already. Now we're going to Tinder. Right.
when are they going to sponsor us?
I don't know if we've had any good stories from Bumble or Tinder for them to want to sponsor us.
I found Hinge was the best, but even then it was like they're all the
Hinge is-
same once you get into it.
Hinge is where the woman gets to choose, right?
No,
Or that's Bumble.
Bumble, but Hinge has like prompts, so you kind of know who they are beforehand, which is like good. You can usually suss out a few people before you message them.
Some sort of personality traits.
Yeah, exactly.
I think one time my wife forced me to use like Bumble with friends before. Because she's like,
She's like, John,
you
you're
don't
a
have
lonely
friends.
piece of shit.
Yeah, it's like you should have
Wait.
a hobby.
Bumble for friends?
Yeah, they have
Yeah.
that.
Thing you could do?
Yeah.
It is.
Like, I'm not trying to fuck. I need friends.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
Adult friend finder.
No, it
Actually.
literally is.
They honestly just need to make it like a separate app. So I think it's less stigmatized. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because
'Cause,
like
like-
you have to turn on the feature, like you're just looking for strictly like friends.
Yeah.
That's fucking
'Cause
awesome. I didn't know that was a thing.
It is. And like it would be way better if it was like it's a
standalone?
separate app.
Yeah.
Looked way different because you still have to sign up for Bumble, so it looks suspect. So yeah, good idea.
Yeah.
Bad in
Newsflash,
practice,
I
maybe.
still don't have friends, so that didn't work for me.
They were right here, Dick.
Well, like friends that I can
Yeah, I
meet
even
in
visited
person.
you, you ass.
That's
Yeah.
true. Sean, you know what? I'm actually talking to my wife about going to Houston, all right? So hush. I'm going to see
Do
you
it.
soon. All right?
Nice.
Jesus Christ. Anyways, so this one is from a story. This is from Lynn, and it goes as this. I went out with a guy I matched with on Tinder. The first thing he said to me when he got to the bar was, "Oh, your hair is straight?" I said, "Yeah," he said. "Your profile picture showed one with curly hair. I thought that was your natural hair. Bummer." I said, "I curl it, but naturally straight hair." We proceeded to order food and drinks, and he was going on about games, video games, and computer games. I couldn't get a word in, but he also gave me a weird look when I told him I didn't play video games. He got up, he got up to use the washroom, and the lady at the table next to me said, "Oh, honey, just get up and go. You have nothing in common." "You met on the internet, right?" I told her. "Yes, but I feel bad ditching someone while they're in the washroom." He later comes back and sits next to me when he was previously sitting across from me.
Hate that.
That's the worst.
yeah.
He started being
Unless there's a TV and y'all want to watch the TV while you eat.
Yeah.
Then I can.
Even
but
then.
even then, it feels weird.
Yeah.
He started being very weird and touchy, so I called the waitress over for the bill. I paid mine and got up quickly and said I had to leave. He tried to follow me and tell me to come over to his place, but I told him, no thanks. It was the first time in a long time that I literally ran for the bus across the street. He proceeded to send me 6 long paragraphs about how well we would have been together and that I only teased him and left. I apparently owed him an apology. I never responded.
This could be on r/nice guys. Holy shit.
Yeah, this guy fucking sucks.
You really missed out on me. I'm level 98 in Halo.
When are they going to stop going for guys that go out to the bars and stuff? I stay home. I'm loyal. I'm gaming. You'll never catch me in the club.
Yeah. I don't get it. Like, you can have your own hobbies and be like, not have your partner play video games. You know what I mean? They don't have to. And so, like, him looking down on you for not is weird right off the bat.
Also, him going on and on for video games before asking, like, oh, like, do you like games?
Yeah.
That should have been reversed, right? Like, you could have just fucking talked about some other shit.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that part. Maybe he's socially awkward, doesn't understand, which is, that's fine.
Fair.
Like, it's fair. It's when he started sitting next to you and then, like, pulled the nice guy routine where it was like, oh, you missed out. Like, could have been good together kind of thing. Like,
the
just
sitting next to you energy after the washroom is so strange.
I was gonna say, did he go
Like,
in
why
the
would
bathroom?
you change? You're mid-meal, bro. Like, why did you move your fucking plate and glass with you too?
Ugh,
Like,
I hate that. That makes me so cringe.
As someone who plays a lot of like role-playing games, RPGs, he probably went to the fucking bathroom, gave him a pep talk in the mirror, a la Leroy Jenkins style, increased his charisma by like 90%. So he had the fucking gall to go and be like, hey girl, I'm gonna sit next to you the rest of the meal.
He's like, things aren't going well. I need to take it up a notch.
Yeah, I wonder why she's not into it. I haven't asked her one thing about herself and commented on her curls right away. Which, by the way, I picture her profile having like one picture with curls, the rest with straight hair, and he was like, she's got curls. And then just went with that picture for the rest of it. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, even if you think that, that's something you keep to yourself, but
I do have a question. Like, do these people not have text conversations beforehand to like kind of figure out about each other? That was always my go-to, was like to at least talk to them for a few days to be like, okay, we have some sort of compatibility. You know what I mean?
Damn,
I feel like sometimes you could just be. I know some like people with like fucking Twitter fingers. They're super confident online, blah blah
Like
blah.
awkward
Push
person.
push comes to shove, like in person, super like shy, awkward. Don't really know how to give the same
Interact.
energy as you did online.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair too. So they could just be, acting like a.
But the
a
text
decent-
message afterwards, inexcusable.
Paragraph.
Actually, the whole thing is really inexcusable. I was just giving an excuse for just general for non-people besides this guy, but everything this man has done is.
Like I said, in a vacuum, if he was just talking about himself because he's like awkward and doesn't really understand social cues, that's fine. But when you combine it with everything else, it just seems like he's kind of narcissistic and just loves talking about himself. So, I mean, kind of shitty. Not that I'm diagnosing him as a
Don't go this route
narcissist. I
again.
apologize.
Yeah, don't do that.
Tendencies. He has narcissistic tendencies. I'll go with that.
I was gonna
Again,
say like
we used to say this at the beginning, like with our old format. We're not
idiots.
experts at anything. When we say things, take it with a grain of salt. We're just friends, and we've made some friends on the internet that listen to us. But we're not doctors. I mean, you could tell me for sure.
future
So,
professors though.
We're professors, baby.
we are published
Honorary
professors.
baby. Let's go. I was gonna say like that. I also call out to and shout out to like waiters and waitresses. Like that's like something part of the jobs that they don't like get advertised for. But a lot of times with these like disaster date stories and even like watching like true crime shows on like HLN or something, I've always seen like how waiters would always be like, hey, like is this guy being a creep or is this guy being like weird? For them to have a wherewithal to be like, hey, yo, it ain't working. Maybe you should just dip, and we'll cover for you type of shit. Like,
Wait, was that a waiter or just like a lady sitting next to them?
It was a waiter, wasn't
it
it?
was a waitress, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, it's like that's not part of their job description and they're getting paid like shit. So like,
I mean, to be honest, if I was a waiter, that would be like it is a shitty job. There are tons of shitty parts about that job, and like you said, underpaid, obviously underappreciated,
Overworked.
But that would be my favorite part of the job is eavesdropping on conversations. So I feel it.
A bunch of different podcasts happening.
Yeah, exactly. You could do like I'm trying to think of like what would be a good podcast name.
just the tip.
No, that's a
No.
good one. I was gonna say like whispers from the waiter or something like that.
Okay. That sounds
Something like that.
sexual. That sounds
And
like
just the tip doesn't?
I was gonna say.
And just the tip doesn't, John? Move on. We're
all right, let's
moving
move on from this. Okay, we're going to our last disaster date story, and then I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it will get sad for one story, and then we'll end it on a funny note. So
Okay.
this one is from one of our listeners, Samara, and I'm actually gonna read what they DM'd us first because I think Sean will appreciate this. Hi guys, greetings from Brazil. Shout out to Brazil. We actually had a lot of Brazil listeners in the live stream, so shout out to all of y'all. After listening to today's episode, I felt inspired to write you guys. I discovered the podcast on TikTok, and I, as a big fan of other people's gossip, like our future
Is Josh
waiter-
taking pictures of Ringo?
I'm doing a video for the intro.
There you go.
Multitasking. What a king.
And as a big fan of other people's gossip, I became a fan immediately. Thank you for making such a fun podcast. And whenever Sean and John wants to feel objectified, let me know. From your first fan from Brazil, Samara. All right.
Samara, I'm letting you know right now. I'm ready.
The tides are turning, and I'm for it. Where they're objectifying you guys now,
No, just objectify Sean. I'm good. Like, my ego's okay.
and your wife will hunt them down.
my wife will find you. I'm so sorry.
My ego will never be satiated.
And they taught us a word for Brazil, and it's the word fofoca, which is gossip in Brazilian, I believe.
Portuguese, my guy.
Oh, Portuguese. Sorry. Cut that out, please. Brazilian.
No, keep it in.
No.
You guys have me say so much dumb shit.
I'm so sorry. I am an idiot. And I watch 90 Day Fiance all the time. Like, there's so much from Brazil, and I should have known it's Portuguese. I'm so sorry. And I do have fofoca to tell. It's a disaster date from 12 years ago, and it still makes me facepalm. That was an emoji.
no.
So this happened 12 years ago when I was a naive 18-year-old and haven't had much experience. And they put, excuse my typos, English is not my first language. We don't even know how to speak English, so sorry.
It's all
Yeah,
good.
well,
I can
it's-
barely. I stutter through most of my
Yeah.
readings. So
My first language, I'm still trash.
I was dating this guy for a few weeks, and after a few dates, we decided it was time to finally have some fun alone time.
Oh yeah, Samaria.
yeah,
Hell
let's
yeah.
go.
Let's go.
Good start, but now that I know this is a
it's gonna be
disaster
bad.
date, I might take it back. I'll take it back. I'll
Retract,
take it back.
retract, yeah. Well, we were so awkward. So awkward that he decided to chit chat right in the middle of sex.
I hate that.
So
Not
what do you want to
dir-
watch after this?
Not dirty talk, chit chat, but not like, oh, did you see the rain yesterday? But like, hey, did you know that Mary has cancer again?
Oh no!
Right when I was
Oh.
getting on top of him.
Oh, that's a mood killer instantly.
And I did not know that. I was like, what? I could have said to him, dude, what the fuck? But no, being an 18-year-old inexperienced idiot, I just continued to try to do something, but all I could think about was my friend. I remember him asking me a few moments later, do you like that? But the cancer and his Sean will appreciate this, and his micro D stopped me from feeling anything.
Hell yeah,
Oh
my
man.
goodness.
You're on your own with that fist bump shot.
No,
Yeah, you're all alone on that. And that's the story of the worst date I ever had. I love you guys.
oh my
God,
god,
that is the
fucking
worst
funny.
sex talk I've ever heard.
I can imagine like if he brought up like the rain or whatever, try to like distract himself. Take that as a compliment, if you will. He needs something to distract himself, but don't go with a sad story. Don't.
Yeah, I mean, I get maybe he's like maybe
I got to
nervous.
think about something else.
Yeah, awkward and like is like okay, well let's think of something else, and then he just blurts out the first thing
Dude.
that comes to his head, and it's like, oh,
You know, Mary has cancer. Yo, what? I think we should
Samara's a
stop,
trooper though.
right?
She was like, I'm still rocking this shit.
I mean, yeah,
I'm gonna get mine.
She's got to get hers. She's got to get hers.
Yeah, there you go.
respect to that. Holy,
Respect.
I mean, Jesus,
Unless he
that is-
was not having it, but I'm sure he was because he was saying you like that 5 seconds later.
yeah.
You know our friend has cancer? Also, do you like this? Do you like this?
Do I like that she has cancer, or do I like what's going on right now? Because
Either or. I'm open.
Hey, it's, the
no to both.
it's the micro D that fucking killed me.
That's so funny.
Oh God, thank you, Samara, and all the other Wikimaniacs, Lynn, Alex, and the anonymous sender for sending all your disaster dates.
I love disaster dates. These are great.
Hopefully, it cleared out a bunch of our queue. I'm sure we have some more, so we're gonna get to it. But here's when things kind of get a little sad, guys. So this is a relationship advice that one of our listeners, Polly, sent to us, and really want to hear your takes because they wanted to hear our takes as well.
Okay.
So Polly wrote, "Hey guys, I'm a huge fan of your TikTok video/podcast, so I thought I'd write in to get your opinion on my situation. I've already changed all names for, I can't say this word, anonymity. I've already changed all names for anonymity. So no worries. God damn it.
That was a struggle.
Oh, it was. You can keep that.
You can put that on a shirt.
Yeah. Anonymity.
It's like a graphic shirt where it's just N's and A's all over.
Holy fuck, how do you say that? We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. So you can call me Polly, and I am 26-year-old female. I'm currently dating 32-year-old Jeff, male, and he's literally everything I've ever wanted in a man. He's tall, handsome, kind, and extremely funny. I've always been plus size and never thought someone like him would be attracted to me. So when he asked me out a little over a year ago, I honestly thought it was a joke, but it wasn't, and we've been happy together ever since. The issue, which I've already alluded to, is that I'm fat and therefore conveniently unattractive, while he is actually very conveniently attractive. I'm actually fine with my appearance, but I recognize my size means I'm not really someone who he wants to bring around his friends or family or post about on social media, which I get.
Is that, you're probably going to get to it, but is that like what actually is happening? Is he not doing that stuff, or is that what she thinks is happening?
Let's find out some more.
Okay.
Yeah, it kind of stung when he first told me he didn't want anyone to know we are together.
Okay,
Oh,
boo.
okay, yeah.
Boo.
Immediately
this
answered my
man.
question. Yeah, fuck him.
Yeah. What the fuck? If someone doesn't like you for you, all of it, then get out. I think.
I mean, like, I'm the out of shape one in our relationship. Like, Sienna runs and is super in shape, and we're both fine with who we are. And so, like, if she stopped working out, like, that would be completely fine. And if I have put on weight since we've been together.
Hey, that's happy weight, my guy.
It is happy weight, and
I'm happy
she's
as
like,
fuck.
She's completely fine with it. Like, she loves me for me, not my body.
And you know what?
That's what it should be.
When I first read this too, what kind of took me aback was her first few sentences were like, I know this is me. I acknowledge me. I'm confident about me. But when this guy's in a picture, like, her confidence goes away. Like, it almost seems like the validation is needed for her. And it's kind of an asshole move for his part for not even being proud that that's your girl. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's not even validation. It's just the confidence that your partner loves you for you.
Exactly.
And that, I mean, that's the bare minimum, right?
Yeah.
And so now that she knows she's not getting that, that's obviously a blow to confidence. Like, that would shatter any of us if we heard that from our partners. And so, that is sad.
It gets worse. It gets worse. It kind of stung when he first told me he didn't want anyone to know we are together. But I've been treated worse by guys before, so if he would rather keep our relationship just between us, I can respect that as long as he treats me well and is loyal. Oh, boy. My big issue right now is how he acts when he is out with friends. I always see videos of him with his female friends with his arms around them and just a bit too close for comfort when they're out. His girlfriends are really pretty and totally not doing anything wrong, since they have no idea he's taken. Even then, he's usually the one who looks to be initiating the physical contact. Just last weekend, his best friend posted an Instagram story where Jeff was nibbling on a girl's ear in a club.
No.
Okay, yeah, that's...
This guy,
like,
Jeff sucks, dude.
Yeah, I've been quiet this whole time listening to that, but these are all infuriating things that's happening. Like, as soon as he tells you, or she tells you, whatever relationship you're in, like, this is for all of our listeners.
Secret.
If they tell you they want to keep your relationship a secret, they're going to cheat, or they're going to do something like that, because what other reason would there be, right? Unless you're some sort of witness protection program. But even then, like,
doubt that.
Yeah, exactly. And so, like, the bare minimum is just being proud of who you're with and telling everyone, like, you love them and you want to show your love for them. So, yeah, this guy does not care for you, which is probably very hard to hear. But, yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. And I know. So just last weekend, his best friend posted an Instagram story where Jeff was nibbling on a girl's ear in a club. It made me feel horrible. I brought it up when he got to my house the next day for a movie date, and he told me it was nothing to worry about, and he just had to sell his single guy image to his friends so they didn't question him about his relationship status. He always told me I had no right to tell him who can and can't be friends with, which I never did. Like I said, I don't think his friends did anything wrong. It's him I had the problem with. I'm not stupid, and I know this is
mature. You're very mature. But very mature in the fact that you're not blaming the girls, which I feel like could happen. Like you blame the other person for cheating and stuff. But like I've been single for most of my life. I don't think I was nibbling on friends' ears to sell the single guy
And what
image.
do you need to do that for? Like, what's the
I don't
point of
think
selling
anyone.
a
I don't.
single guy
I
image?
think you could just hang out and be normal and look like a single guy. I don't know.
Yeah. And I mean, like, she is right not to blame the girls because they don't know he's in a relationship because he's keeping the secret. And all blame is on him at this point. Oh, Jesus.
I'm not stupid, and I know this is a weak excuse, but I'm wondering how much room I have to push him on this issue. He says he never hooks up with these girls or crosses any lines with them, but it seems to me some lines have already been crossed. I give him a lot of leeway because I know how much hate he would get for being with me, but I'm a person with feelings too. I don't want to be some side chick stuck at home while he gets to do whatever he wants. I asked him if he'd be okay with me going out and sucking on another guy's ear, and he got pissed. I would even bring that up and ask if I've been thinking about cheating on him.
Say that last
Wait, what?
part. Sorry, we were yelling.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we were yelling.
I asked him if he'd be okay with me going out and sucking on another guy's ear, and he got pissed. I would even bring that up and ask if I've been thinking about cheating on him.
What?
Dude,
Like,
look in the fucking mirror.
Yeah,
This doesn't take a genius to be like, oh, if I think that way, I'm actually nibbling on ears. Does she think I want to cheat? You know, like fucking use your head for 2 seconds.
well,
Fuck.
and I mean, it's classic. Like, he's gaslighting her into thinking that he's the victim, right? And I mean, she seems smart enough to realize that that's not what's happening. But like, man, it is just tough because like you sound like a very nice individual, and like that's all that should matter, right? Like you're a good person, and like you care about who you're with. You just need to find someone who will do that and who will accept you for who you are, no matter like what weight, what size, what height. And that's all. Like, this is just it's not a relationship. And in his own words, like he's keeping it secret from everyone but you two. And so it's not a real relationship. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm gonna finish the last sentence and then, or last paragraph. I don't know what to do. I don't want him to break up with me because I know it's not really going to be better with anyone else. I'm not even saying he has to tell his friends about me, but I think I should be able to ask him to respect me even when he's not with me. Am I wrong? You guys seem very level-headed. What do you think I should do? Continue the conversation or just be grateful he's with me at all?
Wait, this was a personally like
This
a
is
Wikimaniac?
this is a personal.
Oh, I thought they sent
no,
in a
they
Reddit
wrote
story.
this and sent this to us.
Oh, you gotta get out of there.
Paula, you gotta leave.
you said that there wouldn't be anyone better, but I can promise you, even being by yourself and loving yourself, like that is better. Not saying that guy will come along or girl, whoever you want to be with. Not saying they will come along, but just even being happy and with yourself and by yourself, like that is rewarding as well. And I've come to learn that as someone who's been single a lot of their 20s. Like, you can be happy and by yourself. And I find that when you're comfortable with yourself, you know what you're looking for, because you know how to love yourself. And so if you know how to do that and you're comfortable with that, then you know how to find someone else who will love you the way that you love yourself. And so that's something that you need to look out and find. It is tough to be alone, but at some points you got to realize that this is
Not
very
a
toxic
relationship,
and there's almost no way this gets better.
Sean, any
I
thoughts?
would say, like in the beginning, like, you said you were like fine with how you look. You said that you're not, I think you're trying to say conventionally attractive. And I gotta say, just throw all that shit out the window. I'm very 100% sure you're an attractive person. Just because he's telling you like that he doesn't want to be seen with you and stuff, don't let that get into your head that you're not the shit. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's his
Like,
own insecurities. That has nothing to do with you.
Yeah. And even if you are overweight, I'm overweight. I think I'm hot shit. You know what I'm saying? So like,
You are hot shit.
truly,
hot
like
shit.
it. I appreciate it, boys. But it's just like, you don't have to. As much as I like to make the joke about Chris Hemsworth, and that's kind of like like a joke I make all the time. Like,
Yeah, it's a bit.
I'm truly, happy with myself, regardless if I get fit or if I get bigger. Like either way, I'm happy with who I am and how I look. And I know it's not always that easy to do and to say those things, but being with this person isn't going to help you get there.
No.
So I would say, my advice, not that I'm qualified to give any, is to leave the fuck out of this guy. He sucks ass. He sucks absolute ass. He's trash. Yeah. And get on a journey to being able to where you're not just fine with how you look, to where you're happy with how you look. And kind of just like a self-love journey. Everybody needs to go through that. And I don't think there's like I said, there's no way you could find that in yourself while you're with this guy. And that's reason enough.
Yeah. And I wanted to extend the stuff that Sean said already. First off, absolutely leave the guy. And it makes me sad that you said in some of the stories, or in the story that you said, that it seems like you can't find anyone better, which is absolutely false. Yeah. Even if it's finding what Josh mentioned earlier, even if finding happiness within yourself first, that should possibly be the first priority. And everything has been said by these guys already. And I absolutely 100% agree with all the advice they gave. Self-love is the best love. And you already said that you have the glimpse of happiness within yourself. Foster that. Keep that fire going with you, girl. If you feel like you're hot shit, you are hot shit. Don't let a man dictate how you perceive yourself. When you're confident in you, girl, you're confident in you. And if someone is ashamed or wants to be secretive about your relationship, that's not a type of partner you want to be in life. You want a partner that will look at you every single day, even if you're not wearing makeup, or if your hair is all messy, or you're wearing some raggedy ass clothes. I always look bummy all the time.
Or you have a shitty mustache.
Handlebars, beard, or you can't grow a beard like us.
Fuck.
It's your partner has to look at you and say you are the best thing that ever happened to me, and you are the most beautiful thing in this world. I don't give a damn if Gal Gadot walks in front of my door. I will pick you 10 out of 10 times, type of shit. And you want the world to know that, all right?
Yeah.
And leave, because you deserve so much better. And this guy is not worth your time. This guy is not worth your love. Any affection that you give it back to yourself, because once you have that in you, that you love yourself, this man ain't shit. And you're going to realize that the moment you start thinking about yourself first. So that was our mic drop. That was the angry part of us. That was fucking, I can't, guys. I'm legit angry about that.
I don't even know if I was angry. I was just kind of it's a sad situation. And I know a lot of people are in that situation where they feel they need to be with their partner, but it's not the best for yourself, for your self-love and your journey. So yeah, I mean, you guys already said it all. So just leave them and love yourself, and someone better will come along. I can promise you that.
Absolutely. All right. Last story before we're going to try to end it on a high note, because I do want to.
It's a long one, bro.
It is long. It's a long episode. I told y'all from the beginning.
The Wikimaniacs do love the long ones.
They do love long episodes. This last story is from r/relationship advice, titled, "My boyfriend thinks masturbating is cheating."
Oh, yeah.
Wait, her boyfriend?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a question. My boyfriend thinks masturbating is cheating. And this one is from user throw_RA_mass_cheat. Okay, this seems really weird, but this is my first relationship and not his, so that's why I'm asking here. My boyfriend says masturbating, in parentheses, not watching porn, not using toys, just regular masturbating, is cheating. He said the only pleasure we should be getting is from each other, and if we're horny, we should have sex or take a cold shower.
Cold shower. What is he
How old
that
are
Kellogg's guy who's masturbation is a sin. You'll go blind. I'm gonna make the shittiest cereal alive so the kids won't masturbate.
Wait, Kellogg said that?
Yeah, Kellogg's was very anti-masturbation.
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh god.
Yeah, look that up. That should be a Today Wiki history someday.
Oh my gosh. I'll floss alderflake, so if
Jesus Christ. A random, but I know that there's drama between Kellogg and Post and the doctors and founders between the both. They have a whole documentary on it. I said that weird documentary, but yeah, there's a lot of fights and fires and blah 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 drama. So if you're into that, Kellogg's versus Post, it's a thing.
Damn.
Oh my god. So it's not like he knows when I masturbate. I can still do it whenever I want, but it makes me feel insanely guilty now. Like, I don't even feel good. Also, because he doesn't masturbate, he wants it all the time, and I feel like that's all I am to him sometimes. I know I'm not, but it's the fact that every time he's horny, I need to have sex with him. That is just killing our regular romance, I feel.
That's not okay.
He treats me well, though, and does really love me, of course. What do you think about this? I want to discuss the masturbation thing with him, but I think he'll recognize I haven't stopped masturbating and dump me because it's like cheating to him. Help?
So this is what I'll say. I'll say this is one of the rare occasions where at least where I'm not like break up with his ass. I will say it's not completely strange to think about because I feel like a lot of people have this take. But I will say, I bet you it'll do wonders if you'll just be like, take a cold shower, bud. It's not happening.
Yeah, tell him that
Shop
when
is
he wants to have
closed.
sex.
Yeah,
You don't.
just keep doing that. Just every time, unless you're super in the mood for it, just be like, take a cold shower, bud. And then he'll be like, I think I have to beat it. I think I got to do it.
I agree with you, Sean, that it's not like a complete just break up, but it's definitely a conversation where you're like,
It's a conversation for sure.
because like you have different needs and different times you need it, and like I get if he doesn't want to masturbate, that's his choice, and that's fine. That's completely fine.
You can't implement that on
And I can
other people.
understand where he's coming from because he's probably Sean. He's probably like Christian, like hardcore
Whoa.
Christian values
just
where it's like masturbation is put up there as a sin with like sex before marriage or something like that. And so he probably views it that way.
Which is like, dude, you're having sex before marriage. If that's the case, bro.
Yeah, you
well,
gotta
true,
pick.
yeah.
You can't pick and choose.
You can't pick and
doing.
choose what's a sin and what's
Are
not
you
a sin,
kidding
bro.
me? Have you not heard Fox News? Can absolutely pick and choose what the fuck is a sin.
I know, but they shouldn't if that's their thing.
No, I agree. I'm just saying they do. But yeah, so I can understand where he's coming from, but like it's not okay to push his views on you like that. And yeah, I don't know. I just it definitely is coming from an insecure place on his part.
Yeah.
Where he's like, oh, I don't do it enough or something like that, probably, which is definitely not the case by the sounds of it. So yeah, I like Sean's idea where you just tell him to go take a cold shower every time.
You said take a cold shower, right? You said
Yeah,
we don't
do
have
it.
to have sex. You said we
Yeah.
can just take cold showers.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
take
yeah.
a cold shower.
You're horny. I'm not. So go wash yourself off, you piece of shit.
My suggestion: go on
And
a,
one of those cold shower days, he's gonna be like, I can't take it. It's in the shower right now at this time.
My suggestion is try out long distance relationship. Guarantee you gonna beat right away.
True. That's true.
Go on like a 2-week vacation or like, I don't know, go take an internship like across the country. Or
John, where
like,
were you?
Oh shit, I was in Wichita.
Send that man to Kansas, or
I'll send you to Kansas.
Send
You
that
ain't
man to
got-
Kansas for a summer.
You ain't got shit to do, boy. You're gonna do it 5 times a day. If you need recommendations, I got categories in my head. I got you, my God.
Not enough cold showers in the world in Kansas.
What do you call it? We that's another Patreon stretch goal. We hit a certain amount of followers. John drops his recommendations.
Recommendation.
No, we do a live show in Kansas.
the weekly watch
Weekly, yeah.
watch list.
What is this? Shots and
God.
thoughts? Like, what have you watched this week, guys? Weekly recommendations.
Yeah, but it's just John and his browser history.
Browser history.
God,
Incognito
we
mode with VPN all the time. So come on, VPN, sponsor us because I need it.
God, so many sponsors we could have.
I know, right? So that is it for. I know it's an extra long episode, but I know the Wikimaniacs love the girthy episode. So we did clear a lot of stuff in the inbox, so
But
which
that's
is
not
great.
even it, though.
Not it. So we still have this day in history, but stick around after the ad break, and you'll hear what happened this day in history of August 2022.
Of August 2022?
Oh, sorry. August 22.
I was like, wait a second.
I mean, that is the right year, but it's a
Technically.
wide.
All right, let me go back. Stick around after ad break, and you'll be hearing this day in history that happened on August 22. Written by Cultivate's very own Alex Underbaki of Weird Distractions Podcast. Stick around and enjoy the ads. What's up, Wikimaniacs? Support for today's episode comes from True Classic. This brand new sponsor has the absolute best fitting t-shirts a man can buy. Finding the right t-shirt with a little bit of a dad bod is incredibly frustrating. Trust me, I know. Most t-shirts are either way too tight on your gut or look way too big and boxy. You're not in high school anymore, my guy, and it's time to upgrade. True Classic has already helped over 2 million men finally get a better fit at an affordable price. Our listeners get access to the best deal they offer. For a limited time only, you can get 25% off with the code Reddit at trueclassic.com. Again, that's promo code Reddit at trueclassic.com. Let's tell you a story right now, okay? So almost all men's t-shirts are designed to look good on skinny models with six packs. But most of us, including myself, aren't packing anything but a few beers. Or in my case, boba. Fellas, you are wearing the wrong clothes, let me tell you that. True Classics tees taper off towards the bottom, but they fit tighter around the chest, shoulders, and it's time to highlight your best attributes with a t-shirt you can always confidently throw on. Wikimaniacs, you know I pride myself in being a short king, but even though I am royalty, it is very difficult for me to find proper size clothing. Whether shirts are too small, too tight, too loose, but True Classic is just the perfect fit for me and my body that's fueled by boba and rice. Not only are you finally getting a t-shirt designed for the male body, but the first thing you'll notice is how soft it is. It's daddy material, baby. Get ready to make a thrift shop run because you won't be able to go back to cheap materials once you try these on. True Classic doesn't just stop at t-shirts. They are your one-stop shop for men's essentials, super easy and simple to fill out your wardrobe. From polos and workout shirts with the same flattering fit to boxer briefs designed with a pouch to keep your bulge nice and comfortable, all of their gear is top-notch quality at reasonable prices. They have this dope pack builder on their website where you can actually custom bundle all of your essential products and save even more than the discount we're offering you today. And for any of the big boys out there, they have long body options for the tall guys and up to XXXL on their staple colors. Whether you have abs or flabs, their clothes look great on all body types. Let's stop beer belly shaming with better clothes. So yes, dads, listen up. The ladies listening know exactly what we're talking about too. Big dudes, small dudes, my dudes. True Classic has you covered. So it's about time you learn how to dress yourself properly. Upgrade your wardrobe with True Classic. Get 25% off at trueclassic.com with the promo code Reddit. Again, that's promo code Reddit. Free shipping included on purchases over $100. 100% risk-free guarantee with a 30-day return policy. Stay classy with True Classic. Your dad bod will thank you. Welcome back, Wikimaniacs, to This Day in History, a series where we take you back in time where we learn more things about this day throughout history. So today's date is August 22nd, 2022, and we're going to take a swing back all the way to the 1950s. On August 22nd of 1950, history changed for women's tennis. Althea Gibson from South Carolina would become the first black competitor in a U.S. national tennis competition. Who was Althea, you might wonder? Well, for that, we'll have to go further back in time. Althea Neal Gibson was born to Daniel and Annie Bell Gibson on August 25, 1927. During the Great Depression, the Gibson family reportedly moved to Harlem, a neighborhood in New York City, New York. This is where Althea gained 3 sisters and a brother, as well as the proficiency of paddle tennis. And according to good old Wikipedia, by the age of 12, Althea was dubbed the New York City Women's Paddle Tennis Champion. However, life for Althea and her family wasn't always so positive. Based on resources, her father was physically abusive to family members. A year after winning the paddle tennis championship, Althea would drop out of school, mostly residing at a local Catholic protective shelter. By 1940, a group of Althea's neighbors began collecting funds to sponsor a junior tennis membership with lessons at the Cosmopolitan Tennis Club in Harlem. At first, Althea reportedly didn't like tennis, as accounts claimed she thought it was for weak people. Despite this, Althea kept practicing and playing. It didn't take long before she began winning other championships such as the 1941 American Tennis Association New York State Championship. Althea would go on to win the girls division at the ATA National Championship, and then by 1947, she won her first of 10 straight ATA women's titles. That's pretty damn impressive. Althea's successes were gaining attention, and as the real-life story goes, she gained attention of Walter Johnson. Robert Walter Whirlwind Johnson was the first African-American physician to receive practice rights at Lynchburg General Hospital in Virginia. And according to online resources, Walter was known as the godfather of black tennis, as he founded an all-expenses-paid tennis camp for African-American children and hired instructors. Needless to say, he was someone who had just as much invested in making a movement within the tennis world as Althea was. Walter took Althea under his wing, which granted her more advanced instruction and more important competitions, and later to the United States Lawn Tennis Association. By 1956, Althea won her only French singles title, and the following year, Althea became the first black female athlete to win Wimbledon. From then on, it seemed as though Althea was on fire with every serve. On July 21st of 1957, Althea would be the first black person to win a major US tennis tournament. Althea wasn't just an amazing tennis player. She was a singer, an actor, a writer, and the first African-American woman to join the Ladies Professional Golf Association Tour. Althea's trailblazing efforts were often faced with racism, yet she always seemed to persevere despite sometimes being surrounded by bigots. She was once quoted saying, "I always wanted to be somebody. If I made it, it's half because I was game enough to take a lot of punishment along the way, and half because there were a lot of people who cared enough to help me." Althea would then marry twice, not have kids, and release 2 memoirs. In the late 1980s, Gibson suffered 2 cerebral hemorrhages, followed by a stroke in 1992. These medical conditions ran Althea's money dry, to the point where she reportedly reached out to multiple tennis organizations requesting help, but apparently none of them responded. It was when Althea's doubles partner Angela Buxton made others in the tennis community known of Althea's situation that they were able to raise a reported $1 million in donations in order to help Althea out. By 2003, Althea would suffer from a heart attack, which she did survive from. However, on September 28 of the same year, 76-year-old Althea would pass away from reported complications following respiratory and bladder infections. Although Althea is no longer on the tennis court, her memory will continue to serve as inspiration. And that, Wikimaniacs, is what happened on August 22nd, 1950. Today's striking historical moments wouldn't have been made possible without the following resources: On This Day website titled Althea Gibson, Wikipedia article Althea Gibson, Wikipedia article Robert Walter Johnson, and ThoughtCo website Althea Gibson Quotes by Joan Johnson, updated on July 3rd, 2019. And as usual, thank you so much, Alex Underbaki, for writing the story. And now back to you boys to close off the episode. All right. So before we end the episode today, if you would like to submit your own story, head on over to our email at redditonwikipod@gmail.com. Oh, what?
No, John. Reddit. We have a Reddit subreddit for this now.
Oh, yeah. Just kidding. Don't send
try
it
to
to our
plug it.
email. Send
you
it
can.
to you can, but you can also send it to our subreddit. Sean, would you like to plug the subreddit?
So many mixed messages. Josh she just keeps yelling at John. Yeah,
John,
if
do
you want
this.
to if you don't want to email us or join the Discord, we have a subreddit now. Reddit.com/r/Reddit on Wiki.
Nice.
You could have just said r/Reddit on Wiki.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, like I like the subreddit idea better, like submitting there, because then you can get like instant analysis from
Other
listeners, and
Wikimaniacs,
then
yeah.
when we're actually doing those episodes, we can read some comments that maybe listeners have that are, probably better takes than ours. Let's be honest.
The Discord is good for, I would say, super like quick chats. But like the subreddit lets you have a post that, make sure that we don't have to scroll through a bunch. We can just see what the post is on the story. So it helps for that. Like if you want something with if you want to highlight something specifically, you could put it on the subreddit. If you just want to chat, I say the Discord is better for that.
Because I can't keep up with the request. So there's a lot.
Yeah, there are a lot of requests, but it's good.
It's a good problem to have.
It's a good problem to have, truly.
Exactly.
Yes. So if you want to support us, feel free to tell your friends. Leave a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. If you want to see our handsome faces, consider heading on over to our YouTube channel and hit that subscribe button. If you want your own story featured, again, Sean plugged the subreddit, so go ahead and do that. And you can find all our info on our website at redditonwiki.com and our show notes. And if you want to support us financially, head on over to our Patreon. Links are on the show notes as well. And we are now going to say thank you to all our patrons, all 75 of them. Beautiful.
God
so
damn.
shout out to Vina, Linz, Gabby, Aaron, Taru, Alex, Valentina, Micah, Yulia, Katie, Blue Raina, Christina, Dan, Phantom Fox 98, Susan, Free Gnome, Sarah, Marianne, Miss Doolittle, Jasmine, Alexis, Michelle, Danielle, Crystal, Jen, Naya, Lena, Erica's, 689, Diana D, Catherine, Diana Andrella, Kieran, Risa, Tiffany, Chantel, Marine, Dominique, Amber, Carter, Corey, Soleil, Elizabeth, Leanne, Jenny, Jen, Ekaterina, Mariana, D, Carrie Berry, Rachel, Dan, Paula, Ringo, Casey, Caitlin, Alex, Megan, Sasha, Ashley, Nelly, Itzel, Noah, Reed, Amber, Losalini, Sky, Andy, Eleanor, Ariori, Little Rosie, Kibra, Brittany, Haley, and Cecily. Thank you. Your contributions help keep the show running as well as supporting all the shows in Cultivate Network. By the way, patrons, use your perks. Use the messaging there to send us stories, and we will prioritize what you send us by our way of saying thank you. And if you're a $10 patron and want Sean to send you private videos of him reading smut with nothing but a towel on, just let him know, since money talks for my boy.
$10, $25 at least.
Or $10 patron.
Again, you guys know what the Venmo is.
So that is it this week, Wikimaniacs. We will see you this Friday for another Am I the Asshole episode with 2 extra stories. So until then, Wikimaniacs, toodles.
Bye.
Bye.
Yee.
Expert in fucking, I don't know.
With great power
For the 5th time, it's your boy Sean.